There have been so many positives for the Rangers this season. Pitching and defense come to mind right off the bat. But of course, there's the bullpen that in the first couple of months of the season struggled a bit, but over the course of the year really became one of this team's greatest strengths. And it's because of some of the additions that the Rangers made throughout the course of the season. One of those being reliever Jason Grilli, whose relationship with his father made it to the big league level. Our Rick Renner has the story.
As a menacing figure that Jason Grilli can be on the mound, his heart is even bigger. When he enters a game, he writes the initials TM for Tim Metzger, a high school friend that passed away, his late grandmother's initials, and a cross for kids and family. For Jason, it's all about family, even though Dad is far away in New York.
I talk to him several times a day, and before and after, especially whether I pitch or not. So it's just a great relationship. I mean, baseball, I think, exudes that for everybody.
When he's down, I'm an ear to listen for him, and when he's up, it's I mouth a little bit to say, don't forget that the highs and the lows stay in the middle, so that you don't crumble when things get bad. So he's done a pretty good job.
And Dad should know. He pitched in the bigs for the Tigers and the Blue Jays. That's Dad in a Tigers uniform with a young Jason, who took in the Major League experience as a toddler. Think of what he learned from Mark the Bird Fidrich.
My dad's my biggest fan, but someone I idolized, obviously, growing up, and that's why I wear 49. Just to honor him. He's paved the path for me and been my best friend, best coach I could have had growing up.
It's nerve-wracking, but it's rewarding. I mean, every parent goes through it with their own kids. I don't care if it's Little League, high school, whatever, college. But when you get to this level, it's the same thing. We're parents, and you want the best for your kids.
Step 3 call. 2-2, threads the needle on the outside corner. Good fastball there by Grilli.
Father-son both pitched for the Tigers. Jason was part of the last Motown team to go to the World Series, and Dad was there to cheer him on every step of the way, even through the tough times, like when Jason questioned the chemistry of his former team. Many others agreed to his honest assessment, but the media blew it out of proportion, and his old manager, Jim Leland, took offense.
I think it's made him a little tougher, a little better in the fact that it was a learning experience for him, and dealing with a particular portion of the media. They had a heyday with it, and I think they were happy with the fact that it created a lot of hoopla, and unfortunately it was at my son's expense. So, what are you going to do? It's part of the game.
Dad could fill up his sports bar in Syracuse, New York with Jason's jerseys. A 4th overall pick to the Giants, spent most of his time in Detroit and went from worst to first at the moment he was traded to the Rangers. He and Darren O'Day have been huge pickups to the bullpen.
We are chameleons in this game. The game remains the same. Sometimes the colors change. But when we go out there, we still compete. We do what we do, and it doesn't matter where you are. And these guys are troopers, man. It doesn't matter what jersey you're wearing. They go out there and they bring what they have.
Through Jason's journeys, Dad's baseball card is a locker constant. Jason is one of the more vocal members of the bullpen, called the Wolfpack, always in step with Marlon Byrd's bow and the Wolfpack salute. But it was sweet when Jason shut down the Tigers in the summer. Several shutout innings.
It is interesting that the Wolfpack would take out the Tigers.
Yeah, I guess wolves are stronger than tigers. An animal death match that I think has been proven theoretically in our favor.
That was fun, but nothing could compare to what happened at the new Yankee Stadium. In the pennant race against baseball's best and most explosive team, Jason threw a perfect 2 1/3 innings. With 3 strikeouts, got the win, and John Radigan caught up to dear old Dad in the stands.
I don't know that you've ever seen Jason pitch in a tougher situation that he came into tonight, though, do you?
Well, no, especially in New York. I think everything is magnified here, as we all know, and this is probably one of the biggest stages in baseball, and it's nice to see him go out there and do well.
As a kid, Jason looked up to the great Nolan Ryan, as many of us did. He liked him so much so that when he went through confirmation in the Catholic Church, he wondered if there was a St. Nolan.
We checked with the priest, and he says, I don't think there's a St. Nolan. Last time I read through the Bible, and but he knew of Jason's admiration for Nolan Ryan, and he said he could take it. He says, it's probably in there somewhere, he just missed it.
Well, I'm honored. When you run into somebody in your organization or in baseball that looked at you in that way too, you feel honored and appreciative of it.
Because if anybody's going to be a saint, I think it could be you.
There's probably a lot of opposing hitters that wouldn't feel that way.
When he got come to the Rangers and knowing that Nolan was the president, he was like a little kid meeting Santa Claus for the first time. So that was kind of funny.